All right, let's get this over with, Crump. Tennessee 41, Georgia 44. Tennessee's never going to beat Georgia. That was the most painful thing I've ever watched. Max Gilbert. I don't know. I don't even want to say the thoughts that I have because it's just mean and you shouldn't do that. He's just a kid. Oh, God. What's up, man?
Obviously, got to take advantage of opportunities.
Yeah, had her chance. Had her chance. Had every chance. Had all the chances in the world. Had many chances.
I'll put it in perspective. That's an offensive PI on the touchdown on whatever the receiver from Georgia's name is. A literal push off.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Like actually, it was a horrible pass interference call when he clearly threw the ball 15 feet over his head. I can keep going down that road, and the kid they played their hearts out. We had a hell of a 2-minute drive to go down there and get a chance to win the game in regulation. Cannot have an a false start.
Oh.
You can't have a false start there. So at that moment,
and why doesn't
I'm reading the comments and all that stuff. I get it, but you know what? From a coaching perspective, after you have a false start, you don't risk any negative play happening. You don't.
That's
risk,
what I was going to say.
Because at that point you've already got a negative play. You can't risk another false start. You can't risk a fumble. Even though yes, you want to center it in the middle. I get it, but from a logistical, analytic standpoint, now you kick it on third base. There's a botch snap. You get to go for it again on fourth after a negative play. But no, we shouldn't have had the false start. So all of those things come together to make it, this. They missed a blatant holding call in the first play of overtime for Georgia on the counter. Just once again, I can keep going down this road. It hurt, yes. Is the sky falling? No. For all the people that are going, oh, who's getting fired tomorrow? Who's going to get fired tomorrow? Shut the hell up. It's pretty simple.
No, I mean, you played.
That's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, obviously the silver lining here is that you played to a level that probably points to you being a 9-3, 10-2 team this season. And that's great. Cool. You gave Georgia everything and more that they could handle. You should have beaten them on multiple occasions. You should have stopped them on that final drive. You should have made that field goal. You should have won. Period. You had every chance in the world. But yeah, I mean, this is looking like if Florida stinks like we think they might stink, it's probably still a 10-2 team. Great. But you haven't beat Georgia in 9 years. I mean, that's just what sucks about it, and you can't take that piece of it away. And it just is beyond painful. I mean, the way that win was just absolutely ridiculous. Every single bit of it. Joey Aguilar played the miracle game for you. I mean, this kid comes in and has only been in this system since the middle of May. And he delivers the best performance Tennessee has had against Georgia in who freaking knows how long. We actually saw this stat during the game. It was statistically the best performance for a quarterback against Georgia since you, Jonathan Crompton, in 2009. All the way back then. And we absolutely kicked Georgia's butt up and down the field that year, which was awesome. I was at that game. But, I mean, he delivers this miracle performance. And obviously, it's just this magical thing that you found this, so lucky you found this kid. And he does this whole thing, puts on a legend performance for you, and you freaking kicker can't make the kick to finish things off. And it just is beyond frustrating in a way that's hard to articulate as just the everyday Tennessee fan. It's just sickening. Absolutely sickening.
Well, once again, completely understand what you're saying, but the bottom line is, he has a 42-yard field goal. That's not a chip shot to begin with. Let's call it like it is.
He makes it 2 seconds later in overtime.
I get it, but that's called being an athlete and overcome adversity and being able to have a mental toughness to come back. That's like throwing an interception and going to the very next throw is going to be an interception, or running back fumbling. Well, the very next run is going to be a fumble. That's all bullshit. That is a bullshit narrative. That simple. Yes. Do I expect every kicker to make every kick? 100%. Does that make sense? I do. Because in a non-kicker's mindset, well, that's your only job. That's arguably the hardest job on the field because you're sitting there, hypothetically, hour 45. I'm just trying to think of a time frame without actually doing anything. The sky's not falling. It's the number 6 team in the country, and we've had a quarterback since May, and it's an overtime 3-point ball game. Should we have won? 100%. Is that going to hurt us in the polls come November, December? No. That's actually going to help us. Does that make sense? That is like an RPI ranking. That's like an RPI ranking going, win or lose, you're rising. Now, we're not going to jump up in the coaches poll, right? It's just what it is. We're not going to jump up right now. But at the end of the year, they're going to go, well, hell, Georgia's top 5, top 6, top 7. Well, our only loss of the year was to a top 5 team. It's not like Texas today putting up 3 points or 7 points or whatever's on UTEP at halftime. Georgia, does that make sense? Once again, should we have won? 100% in my mind, that was our ball game to win. It was our ball game to win 100%. But here's the thing. We've got what is it, 2 or 3 defensive starters out. We see them again down the road. It's a totally different ball game. That's not an excuse. It's just a fact of the matter.
I mean, another thing that kind of makes me sick when you really look at it, especially the touchdown for Georgia to tie it, the 2-point conversion to tie it. If you have Jermod McCoy at full health and you have Ricky Gibson at full health, that maybe goes a different way.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at, because we're playing with a true freshman at corner who played pretty damn well, actually.
I do say with this defense, unless you can get Jackson Moy and David Hobbs back and Jermon McCoy, frankly, all 3 of them, it feels like there's probably 2 more losses here. To me personally, obviously Alabama and Tuscaloosa, right? And right now the way that you're playing, the way that you played tonight, very winnable game, but it's obviously a place that you haven't won in however long, 2003 or whatever it was. And then you got Oklahoma and at Florida, the absolute house of horrors that is. Hopefully they are as bad as they seem, and you can finally win there. But I mean, the defense. The defense is what gives me pause here. The offense is a ton of fun. In a complete miracle, you found Joey Aguilar. He's going to put up points this year. If he can do this against Georgia, he's going to do it against everybody. Theoretically, he should. And so that's amazing. That's really, really great. But this defense, I mean, boy, that just is beyond brutal. That final drive. I mean, you said it was OPI for sure. There was a hold in overtime. But the 2-point conversion, stop a 2-point conversion, and that guy's wide open. He walks into the end zone, wide open.
Yeah, because that's a great play call. That's a great man beater. That's a great. So, guys, if you understood how hard that is to cover as a corner, you save plays like that for certain situations when you know you're going to get man coverage inside the 5-yard line. Right. The Chiefs called that play, for whatever reason, they call that play corn dog. I don't know why it's called corn dog. I don't know. They do. It's a great man beater, right? That you save those plays. As a corner, you got to play percentages. In percentages, when all they show is motion, 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 you're going to run, foot in the ground and go back. That's a douche. So it was a hell of a play call. Should we have been in the situation? No, because it's OPI. Before that, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, I'm seeing some comments just asking why we didn't run the ball with 7 seconds left. I went over that earlier because at that point, right before that, we literally took Aguilar, went to the middle of the field, dove, and we're going to call time over second. We get a false start. You don't risk another negative play now. You can't. And and people are going to try to say, "Oh, well, he got out coached." Because that was a immaculate 2 minute drive to get down there to be able to kick a field goal, making
Yeah,
Georgia use all their timeouts. We didn't ice our kicker. Georgia called the timeout. So let's get that one thing clear. We didn't ice our kicker. We didn't call a timeout.
the one I'd really ask you about is after the strip sack. Heupel basically just played for a field goal. To
No,
me
no,
personally,
no.
that one kind of made me ill.
It's but it's not playing for a field goal. Should we
That's what
execute
it
better in
looked
the run
like.
game? Yes. No, but because we got stuffed. Does that make sense? If we run and gash them, then it's like, oh man, that was a hell of a you know tackle trap or ISO or whatever. Does that make sense? Like it's a lose-lose from a fan's perspective. From the coaching perspective, you're going, all right, I need a great, well, I've got a 5-point lead. I need a great first down play call. I need positive momentum here. I need momentum. We got stuffed. So that's not a situation you take a shot and risk another turnover. Does that make sense? Because you have a 5-point lead. If we were tied or, essentially inside a 3-point lead, I can definitely now analytically go, yep, take a shot. 5-point lead. Worst case, you got to leave with a field goal. They got to get a 2-point conversion. Get a positive play on first down. Run the football. Get 4 to 5 yards. We can do what we want. Well, we didn't get 5 yards. Like, shit, I got to get third and manageable. How do I get third and manageable? What's my best play to get third and manageable without the clock having to stop? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I know it's frustrating. I'm with you. It is frustrating, but that's how you got to think of it from the coaching side is going, I don't need this clock to stop right now, but I also need a first down. Like I need a first down, but I don't, if I throw the ball and it's incomplete, I literally just bought them another timeout plus a 2-minute warning or 2-minute timeout. So now they've got 5 clock stoppage instead of 4. That's why. Do I want better execution? 100%. But I understand why we ran the football there is what I'm getting at.
That's a fair point. And those are the ones that everybody's going to go
this is
to.
where my issue. This is where my issue is with it. Why in the hell is Star Thomas not getting 25 carries a game? That's my issue.
Man,
but you see what I'm getting at? Like, so I can defend the play calling side of it. I can't defend Star not playing.
Yes,
that's where I go.
Dude.
I'm like,
he's your best dude. He's your
that's where I go.
Yeah.
I'm like, once again, I get the play call, but if you put Star in, I think we get 5-6 yards. I do.
I agree. 100%.
He was 8 carries for 60 yards tonight. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He was at 7.5 yards a carry, and he only got 8 carries. That's my issue.
Yep. I couldn't agree with that more. I don't really understand why he's not your feature back, and then the other guys are kind of getting his resting time. Totally agree. I mean, there's a lot of would
because then, and I could be way off. We can't go back and change the past, and we can't predict the future, all that stuff. But I could be wrong. But watching him carry the ball, I do think if he's in that situation, or those situations, I do think that we are second and short rather than going, all right, we're forced to throw the football on 3rd and 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he's proven himself enough, just like Joey, to be the feature tailback now.
Yeah. I'm 100% with you there. I mean, a big discussion here is sort of, and the one that's a little more cheery, I guess, if you can't even be that right now, is what this means going forward. And we'll get to that in just a minute. But for right now, I want to ask everybody, we do this every post game. Drop into the comments and tell us exactly how you're feeling. It can be about just this game. It can be about how you're feeling about the rest of the season, whatever. Georgia 44, Tennessee 41. Drop into the comments and give us one word for how you're feeling after that game. Just drop in the comments. Crompton and I will give you ours, but just one word for how you're feeling after Georgia 44, Tennessee 41. So get into the comments, give us your one word, and in the meantime, I'll tell you about the great folks at Window Nation. Whether you have old drafty windows or cheap builder grade windows, now is the best time to replace them. Protect your home ahead of the fall and winter. Get replacement windows now from Window Nation. With installation crews averaging over a decade of experience, you can trust Window Nation to install your windows right the first time. And they offer a lifetime warranty on all windows, so you can relax knowing your home is protected far into the future. And you can save big this month. Buy 2 windows and you'll get 2 for free. Make no payments for 2 years. You won't have to deal with monthly payments, a down payment, or interest until 2027. But the sale ends September 30th, so hurry up and get there. Don't miss out. It's Window Nation's most popular offer. Schedule a fast free estimate now with the pros of Window Nation. WindowNation.com or 866-90-NATION. Window Nation. I'm kind of scared to go back to the comments.
Well, before you go to the comments, I want to read this one that I think every Tennessee fan needs to deeply listen to tonight. It says, not a Tennessee Vols fan, so I don't really have one word for this. You in the playoffs show today they can compete. Guys, we're too tech, for God's sakes. Do you see what I'm saying? Am I ever going to be okay with a loss? No, not a chance, because we're competitors. But the bottom line is our quarterback has been here since freaking May, right? He's played 3 games. He didn't have a spring game. 3 games. 3 games. Competed our ass off. Truthfully, we found our number 1 receiver, our receiver that now teams in the SEC cannot cover all. We found it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, we found our feature back, and with our with Lewis and Bishop being complementary backs. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not okay with the loss. Let me get that. But it's not falling. Like, it is, like, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be a damn good team. I don't think Alabama's better. I think Florida's better than us. I don't think Oklahoma's better than us. Blah, blah, blah. That's just where I look at it. Maybe I'm being a homer. I don't know. But as y'all know, call it like it is. As y'all know, I'll tell you the truth. Was I high on Nico? No. Y'all called me an idiot. Well, proof. Does that make sense? Like, I'm sorry. I'll call it like it is. So that's what I'm trying to say is, like, it's not okay to lose. It's not. But we don't have our full starting defense out there. We're 3 games into a quarterback and 3 games into a brand new tailback field. Our starting tackle is still from injury. That's what I'm trying to get at. And we do all of this, an overtime game against a number 6 team in the country, multiple-time national championship team, and we lose by a field goal. And Georgia, their coach even said it. That's a positive. No, it's not okay to lose. Also go, damn, dude, we're going to be pretty good.
Yeah, there's no denying that at all.
Word. I think that comment was very well said earlier, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, let's go to the comments. Let's see. One word for how you're feeling after that so close loss to Georgia. Brought to you by the good folks at Window Nation. Nick Walker says optimistic. Kyle says heartbroken. Stanley says coaching. Sean, pissed. This is 2 words, Preston, but I'll let it slide. He said heart attack. Close from Josh, deflated. Tyler, sick. David, panicked. Says dynasty. Trenches, says GBO. Positive, says Matthew. I'll throw it to you, Crom. I will say the comments so far are a little nicer than I was expecting. JJ says disappointed, and in quotations in Tim Banks. Kyle says hope. What's your one word after that loss, Crum?
Frustrated.
Yeah.
Because of the second quarter, truthfully.
You had a chance to step on their neck.
I now think so. And a couple of things here and there happened. Like I said, the third and fourth play call I didn't like. Second quarter things what really killed us. I think it killed our momentum. But I'm just frustrated because I know we were the better team today. I do. But you still got to play the game. The better team doesn't always win inside of it. That's why I say frustrating. And the proof's in the pudding of if we don't rush for 170 to 200, we typically it's not a great outcome. We only ran for 125 tonight. I also think this because we didn't give Star enough.
Yeah. I agree so much on that point. Gamer Girl says choked. Charles deflated. Ricky frustrated. Flabbergasted, says Billy Bob. Hopeful from Zach. Deflated. Matt, unbelievable, says Don. Chris says defense. Flop says this other Chris. Jeff, disgusted. For my one word again.
I'm gonna do this. I want to say something real fast because I think this is gonna be funny. Somebody tried to say that they didn't know I was a football genius. Dude never read a book and thinks he's Lombardi. First off, you don't know what I have and have not read. Your shit from you. You don't know what books I have and have not read in my right. I'm surprised you can spell Lombardi correctly, but it's cool.
I mean, he's only a former quarterback at the University of Tennessee and also a current football coach, head football coach of a high school football team.
Don't worry. No, hey, don't worry. I'm a dumbass.
Nothing.
It's all good. I know nothing. It's all good.
You better.
And apparently I've never read a book. So if somebody would please send me a book to read, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll send you some
Dummies
some
101
theory books. Yeah,
sorry.
I'll send you some football books, Grant. Don't worry about it. I'll send you a copy of.
I appreciate that.
Remember the Titans. Yeah. My one word will be this. This is kind of inspired by one of the comments. I think I'll say 10. 10 is my one word here because I see a team out there that can win 10 games this season. In fact, I might see a team out there that could win 11 games, but that would be a tall task. That would involve going to Tuscaloosa and winning. And I don't want to throw that exact expectation on this team because it's been such a thing that's escaped us.
We're better than Bama.
You are, yeah.
Hardest team in my mind left is Oklahoma.
That is the one that I've been pointing to as the trip up game, man. I'm glad it's in Neyland Stadium, but Mateer is a dog, and I think you'll be able to score on them. Yeah, I mean they probably got the best quarterback in the league, and that's just a scary proposition. Of course, you got a little PTSD going back to 2015 with that Oklahoma game in Neyland Stadium. I was at that one. Yeah, but it was an incredibly what's the word? Just strong performance from Tennessee, gutsy performance despite the loss. I mean, you are a Max Gilbert kick going 10 yards to the left away from having beat Georgia. It was that close. You were hanging by a thread, and I mean it to me. This speaks to the fact that you could beat anybody in college football this season. Are you with this roster in an elite spot like a Ohio State? Not necessarily, because some of this was the fact that you were playing at home, but you can hang. You can hang, and that's huge. And that's why I say 10 is my word, because I see 10 very possible wins on this schedule if you really play your cards right 11. And so that's
because 10 and 2 were in the playoffs.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Now, at the same time,
I mean,
here's the tough thing. But here's the tough thing to swallow about this game. If you do not win 10 games, this is what killed you. And you could have been hanging a feather in your hat right here with this one, man. And you could have hung on to it all season long. Just we beat Georgia. I'm sure Georgia's going to go on and win 11 games or whatever. And you really could have hung your hat on this, and you can't anymore. And that's tough. Yeah, I mean, as David says here, there are no moral victories, unfortunately.
No, I
And so
100% agree with that. I mean, I'm just looking at some positives though. I mean, we averaged. When's the last time that we legitimately, outside of like a 9 completion game, okay, averaged 15 and a half yards per completion?
yeah, I mean, it was impressive, impressive.
What I'm getting is our receiving core honestly reminds me of 22. It
Yeah,
does.
100%.
That we're quote unquote smaller in the sense of, I don't get me wrong, I love watching Brew play, but Brew was a big receiver. He was a tight end that could run, right? And now we're able to run the routes, the deep option routes, get over the top on. I mean, Browser come through with 3 touchdowns today, and 2 of them like 50-50 contested. I'm better than you footballs. And that's what I'm looking at going. If this was game 9, I would be very highly pissed off. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Like if this was game 9, we're sometime in October, I'm going, not a chance. This is unacceptable, blah, blah, blah. But game 3, I'm going, all right, this is something to build on right now. This is something to build on because we've got there's not a quote unquote cupcake, but we don't have Bama and LSU and Auburn the next 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Even though we don't play LSU and Auburn, I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
that's the positive in it. That's what I'm getting at. I did see a comment a little bit ago, and I couldn't find it. Kenneth, he said that we didn't answer his comment from earlier. If you'll retype it, I would gladly speak on it, but I could not find what the question you asked. I'm sorry.
Well, before we get to the talk about the rest of the season, UAB is the next game. I mean, we're not really going to do a preview for UAB. You better win that game by 60. But so
Exactly.
before we, we'll finish out the talk about this and kind of the meaning for the rest of the season here in just a second. Let's dive into the stats going forward. That, of course, is going to be brought to you by the good folks at Lipscomb University and their sports analytics program, where data meets the game. Analyze, strategize, revolutionize, and turn your passion into a profession. Go beyond the box score with the Lipscomb Sports Analytics program. Get off the sidelines and into the action, where you'll learn to make the calls that count. Lipscomb University's sports analytics program is turning sports fans into data-driven decision makers in the exciting world of professional athletics. At Lipscomb, we're not just watching the game, we're changing how it's played through our innovative sports analytics program. Go to lipscomb.edu to learn more. And getting into the analytics on this one, I mean, Joey Aguilar, man, 4 touchdowns, 371 yards, 2 interceptions, but still 24 for 36. A magical performance from that kid. Again, the best performance by a Tennessee quarterback against Georgia since our very own Jonathan Crompton in 2009, where he threw
Who
for
can't
4
read a book.
touchdowns. And you can't read a book. You threw 4 touchdowns against Georgia, but you don't know anything about football. I mean,
you gotta have fun
to
with
your
it.
point, Star Thomas, 60 yards on 9 carries, powerful running, 6.7 yards per carry on the ground. And then Chris Brazzell, 177 yards in the air on 6 receptions. He was having a Hyatt type day. I mean, it wasn't as incredible as Jalen Hyatt against Bama, but I mean, dude, that's just crazy how well he was playing. And then you end up, at least according to this might get revised up, but 6 tackles for loss, 3 sacks in this one. You just played
And that's
so well. You played so
we
well.
did. Ricky Chapman had a good question / comment. It says, I know I'm old school, but I wonder, we ask defense because of the fast-paced offense. This goes back to what we talked about. It might have been in 22. It might have been in when we played Kentucky. And we beat Kentucky 99 plays.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. I was going, dang. And we talked about it then was if you know, if we have the right quarterback in the system. In 21 and 22, we had it. In 25, we had it. You know what I'm getting at? Like that wasn't. Those weren't 20 or 23. We didn't play fast. Say it that way. We did not play fast. See, we can go back up tempo because we have a quarterback that can do what we're asking him to do. If you come to Tennessee and we have the right quarterback in the system that can run the offense properly and go fast, you know you're going to play a crap load of plays.
Yeah.
In doing that though, we have to have a lot of depth up front defensively, because sometimes it's going to have to be Charlie's on defense's drive. Whew. Jonathan's got to go on defense next drive to give Charlie a break. You see what I'm saying? So that's where, to me, in recruiting, you got to go after multiple per year, front seven, very specifically defensive line, front four players. Because we need depth there, because as fast as we play, you may be on the field for 10 plays. We're on it for somebody. Your replacement needs to go in. So that's where I think the depth defensively up front, to actually be able to say you're down this drive, you're up this drive, you're down this drive, you're up this, because how fast our offense plays. But no, if you come here, you know what you're getting. You better. And Kenneth, let's see. Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Obviously, you got to stop. You got to stop guys on third down. Third down is where you want to lose ball games. I mean, it's what it is. That's what money down.
Or fourth down on that last drive by Georgia.
Yes, man. I'm telling you, it's OPI. When you get full extension, that is in the rule book. That is a literal definition of OPI. Whether you push or not, if your arm gets extended, that is OPI.
This feels exactly.
It doesn't have to be egregious.
This feels exactly like. Well, it's not exactly like, because actually this Tennessee team kind of stunk. This feels super similar to the 2013 game. Another one that I had the pleasure of being at. Aaron Murray was Georgia's quarterback and went to overtime, and you weren't supposed to hang with it. Now, the divide between Tennessee and Georgia in that game was a lot wider. I want to say Tennessee wasn't even ranked. I think Georgia was top 10. But yeah, it just feels similar, where you were just like, we were right there. We could have won this game. But Pig Howard fumbled to the end zone, and you just and the frustration is just immeasurable. Just really brutal. But like we're saying, there's a big silver lining here, because thankfully with the 12-team playoff, you still very much have a chance to make it into the playoff here. Go to Tuscaloosa, win. Go to the Swamp and win, and you're in the playoff. And obviously beat Oklahoma. And it's right there.
Here's the thing. Well, no, you're right, but I'll say once again, never going to say it's okay for this to happen. We're not in the boat that Clemson. If Clemson does not win out, they're not in. They're 1-2, and a bad loss to an unranked Georgia Tech team. We still have the ability or the leeway to look between Oklahoma, Alabama, and Florida and still get in.
Yeah,
that's just what it is. We don't want to do it. We want to go 11-1. We're 11-1. Hell, we go 11-1. We might to get a bye.
And I think it's there.
What it is.
Your opportunity. Tennessee will probably be favored. You'll be favored in every game. Most likely favored in every game for the rest of the season, except for that trip to Tuscaloosa. So, I
don't know if we'll be favored against Oklahoma.
Yeah, it kind of depends on how their whole deal goes. Because the
thing that scares me most about Oklahoma is quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not sure their defense is super strong, but
no. But what's been our Achilles heel? Long time, quarterback, scrambling quarterback. Oklahoma, the rest of the SEC schedule, he might be the best one we're going to play.
I think he will be.
And that's our Achilles heel. Do I think we're a better program and roster than Oklahoma? Yeah. I just think we're going to have to do something when we play them for QB because he's an athlete. That's what I'm getting. He's just an athlete. And, that's what I'm saying. Like I call it money downs. We got to step up on, and that's what Kim's saying. We got to step up on the money down, as he said. Yeah, we are better this year than we have been, 100%. But we've got to make the plays when they count. That's what it is, and that goes for any team that expecting to win big games and trying to compete for championships. I mean, we don't want to be none of us. And this one comment said, "You can't listen to me after the game. Then don't watch the damn show. Who cares? You want to go home and cry about it? Cry about it." I'm gonna shoot you straight and be optimistic. I'm gonna shoot you optimistic because I'm gonna let you know the sky's not falling. When it is, I'll tell you. I promise you, I'll tell you the sky's falling. If it is. But we got to make the plays when they count because we're not going to be okay with an 8-win team anymore.
No,
as sure as I'm not under hypo. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting at. We're not, and I don't think we're an 8-win team. I think we're way better than an 8-win team. I just think tonight there were so many more positives than negatives, except for the final score. Ultimately, that's all that counts. Let's call it like it is. That's all that counts. An ugly win is better than a pretty loss. Tonight was a quote unquote pretty loss. It's not acceptable. It is not. If this is week 9, trust me, I would be furious right now. Like, I would be going off because I'd be like, we can't have this late in the season. This mistake. Only because of a quarterback in the system since May. If he had been here 3 years, once again, I'm not this optimistic, if that makes sense. But he's only been here since May is why I'm optimistic because it's week 3.
It's unbelievable the way he's playing. Truly.
Dude, it is. I'm telling you. If he would have been here, honestly, if he would have came here instead of UCLA when he did early, now obviously we can all speculate, and he had a whole spring, imagine where we could be right now. Like if he had another 6 months before this, that would be so great. But he didn't.
Yeah, you straight up struck.
We're in a way better spot than UCLA, that's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding at all. They are wretched, but it's just tough. We can keep going in circles about that, but the thing is
this comment, best comment of the night, and I have to agree. Joey A doesn't play D-line. Wouldn't matter if he's been here. True statement. I got to give you that.
That's absolute. You scored. You scored.
I got to agree with that.
1 point against Georgia. 41. Like imagine that. In Heupel's entire tenure, he hadn't scored more than 17 points against Georgia. He scored 41 tonight. You should have won this game in every way, shape, and fashion. And yeah, the defense, man, I stop them on 4th down, stop them on the 2-point conversion, stop them on any of the previous drives where they just can't get to 38 points. You should have beat them 38-27 or something like that, like that would have been it. Made it comfortable for yourself, and yet you left it up to a kicker. And hey, also make a field goal. I hate that for Max Gilbert. Some stuff like that just absolutely sucks. And he came right back, made the field goal in overtime. But yeah, I mean, just so many things where you could have just gone, do your job, and we win this game. And here we are. But all right, I think that's going to be most of it, Crump. Anything else before we bounce out of here?
No, I'm just, like I said, I get it. It's frustrating. Trust me, I'm as frustrated as anybody. But with it being week 3, that's why I'm optimistic. Let's call it is. This game, at least we're not, and I'm not being funny, at least we're not Florida at the moment.
What's the score?
Hey,
I don't have it on in front of me.
They're 3-0.
Oh, okay.
But you know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those that at least we're not losing to an unranked group of 5 team and
Yeah.
scoring what was it, 16, only scoring 16 points against them. Those things. I'm trying to week 3, I'm trying to take the positives out of it. Should we won? Yes. Is it acceptable? No. All right. So trust me, I'm not saying it is, but Joey played a great game. The one interception was not on him. The one down the field, obviously can't do that. But the other one, receiver slips. So, it goes on his stat sheet, but it's a timing throw, that type of stuff. Unfortunately, it happens. It's annoying as hell for a quarterback. I get it. It is. But we need a run stopper, because if we can get a run stopper or a grown man, like Caleb Downs, strong safety type guy that will fill the alley, we got a chance to make it a run in the playoffs. But we don't have that guy right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, that's with this style of offense, we do. Is there any way to petition to get Joey another year?
Oh,
That's just a question. I don't know.
He'd be 25
It'd be nice.
playing in this offense. Oh, that would be nice.
Crazier things have happened.
I mean, just imagine.
But yeah, no, like I said, I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged. I'm frustrated all at the same time. We're all right. We'll beat the hell out of UAB next week, right? Or we better.
Go.
And then we just got to put a complete. Yeah, we just got to put a complete game together. Tonight was very close. Second quarter killed us, but it was very close. Second quarter hurt us because we went through for like 16 yards. But once we put a complete game together, we'll be dangerous.
Like,
yeah, seriously. And I still truly believe we're a playoff contender. Do I think we're a top 4 playoff bye? No. I don't. I do not think we're a top 4 playoff bye. But you know what? Crazy things have happened. We F around to go 11-1. You never know at that point. But at the moment, I don't. But at the moment, do I think we're a playoff team? I do think we have a very legitimate case to be a playoff team. It's just a matter of if we do it.
I think like this week, you're going to be projected forward as a playoff team, probably by more people than last week. It'll be a trendy pick after seeing how well they played against Georgia.
Yep.
You're going to get a lot of ESPN guys going, Tennessee is suddenly there. Are they a real contender? Are they? It's going to be talk like that,
yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's great.
Yep.
That really is great.
It's great, but that's frustrating because we know that as Tennessee fans, that's annoying because we don't have the time to go down this rabbit hole. But on why people think of us that way versus what we're used to, Tennessee, we have one of the top 5 national brands in the country, but some unfortunate things have happened, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? It's frustrating for us to hear, well, is Tennessee a contender? Yeah, we expect to be a contender because of our freaking pedigree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's frustrating for me to hear when they talk about us like that. It's just that was one of my soapboxes for the day. Sorry.
Well, another year down without beating Georgia, even though I think the outcome, what it says for the rest of the season is encouraging. So you take the good with the bad there. Charlie Burris, former Vols quarterback Jonathan Crompton. I think that's a show. Go subscribe to the A to Z Sports Tennessee Volunteers YouTube channel that you're watching this on, or if you're listening on podcast, go over there. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, commenting with your one word, and telling Crompton that he needs to read a book.
Who knows? But who knows? Maybe I'll have like Cat in the Hat next week for you. Who knows?
Yes, make sure you read a book this week, Rob, so that you're prepared. All right, man. That's it. Let's go. Well, I don't know. Do I even want to watch more football? Everybody just have a good night. All right.
Yes.
We'll be back here same time halftime post game next week for you be. We will see y'all next week.
See you guys.